Welcome to Coin Jive, where we talk about what's on our mind. And I was thinking, how can I help you today? That is a great question. So I thought, how could we apply that to life, to make life better, to make a community better, to make society better, to make the world better? And so I asked ChatGPT to write a story about this idea. And what I told it to do is to imagine a society where money was not needed, one where people did things either because they just liked doing it or because they wanted to contribute to society out of a sense of compassion or altruism. A society where everyone's needs were met, not because they paid to have them met, but because others wanted to help meet those needs. A society based not on the idea of how much can you get from others, but rather how much can you give to others. A society where people lived for something rather than just merely for things. One where people lived qualitatively rather than quantitatively. So let's hear a story of one such society called Veridia, a society where the economy is giving-based rather than getting-based. Veridia is a place where people have no need for money because they all have a genuine desire to help one another and provide for the needs of one another. No one needs to pay anyone for anything. Everyone just cooperatively works together to meet the needs of the community. And more importantly, they do it because they love doing it, not because they're forced to do it or out of some kind of obligation. Everything that is done or given is out of a true sense of generosity, love, respect, and community. Wouldn't that be a nice way to live? So let's peek into this idyllic place called Veridia.
In the verdant valley of Veridia, nestled between towering mountains and crystal-clear rivers, lay a society unlike any other. The inhabitants of Veridia lived in a world where money had no place, and the concept of wealth was measured not in currency, but in the richness of relationships and the fulfillment of purpose. In this harmonious community, everyone had a role to play, not out of obligation, but out of a deep-seated desire to contribute to the collective well-being. The townsfolk found joy and satisfaction in their daily tasks, whether it was tending the lush gardens, teaching the eager minds of children, or crafting intricate works of art. The artisans, farmers, teachers, and healers all pursued their passions freely, knowing that their contributions were valued and needed. Amara, a gifted healer, spent her days tending to the sick and injured with a gentle touch and a kind word. She had learned her skills from her mother, who had learned from hers, passing down not only knowledge, but a profound sense of compassion. Amara's reward was the gratitude and improved health of her patients, which filled her heart with a warmth that no amount of money could ever provide. In the center of the village stood a grand hall, where the community gathered to share meals, celebrate festivals, and discuss the needs and aspirations of Veridia. Each evening, the hall buzzed with laughter, music, and the aroma of home-cooked meals prepared by volunteers who took turns cooking for their neighbors. One such volunteer was Elian, a talented chef who found immense joy in creating culinary masterpieces from the valley's abundant harvests. He took pride in knowing that his food nourished not just the bodies, but also the souls, bringing people together around the table. Education in Veridia was a lifelong journey, embraced by all ages. Leora, a passionate teacher, dedicated her life to sparking curiosity and creativity in her students. She believed that learning was a collaborative process where both teacher and student grew together. Her classroom was a vibrant space filled with colorful artwork, innovative projects, and lively discussions. Leora's greatest satisfaction came from seeing her students discover their own passions and pursue them with fervor. The people of Veridia, by a simple yet profound principle, live their lives. How can I help you today? This question, asked sincerely and frequently, created a web of support that ensured everyone's needs were met. Even if someone needed a home, the community came together to build one. If an elder required care, neighbors took turns providing assistance. If a family experienced loss, the village enveloped them in love and support, offering solace and strength. The absence of money in Veridia did not mean the absence of trade or exchange. Instead, people traded skills, time, and resources based on mutual respect and understanding. Trust and cooperation were the currency in Veridia, and they were abundant. One day, a traveler named Kai arrived in Veridia. Weary from his journey through lands where money ruled and people competed relentlessly for scarce resources, he was astonished by the generosity and harmony he witnessed. Curious, he asked the villagers how they managed to live so peacefully and prosperously without money. A wise elder named Mira replied, "We live for something greater than ourselves. We live for each other, where we focus on how much we can give rather than how much we can get. We create a society where everyone's needs are met and everyone can thrive." Kai decided to stay in Veridia, embracing its ethos of giving and community. He discovered a passion for carpentry and dedicated himself to building and repairing homes, finding immense satisfaction in his work and the smiles of gratitude it elicited. As the seasons changed, Veridia continued to flourish. The community's bonds grew stronger and the valley's bounty deepened with each act of kindness and each shared moment. In Veridia, the true measure of wealth was found in the depth of connections, the joy of giving, and the fulfillment of living a life dedicated to the well-being of others. And so, in the heart of Veridia, a society thrived without the need for money, sustained by the limitless wealth of compassion, cooperation, and a shared commitment to the common good.
Imagine that such a society could actually exist. One that was based not on how much you could get from others, but rather how much you could give to others. Not on the accumulation of monetary capital, but rather the accumulation of social capital. Would that not be a better way to live? Well, good news. Time banking with Kommunity coin is the best way to start building a society like that. And we have introduced a new kind of time bank app that makes it simple and easy to build your time banking community. What we're doing with Kommunity Coin and Coin Purse, which is the time credit management application, is to turn your neighborhoods into communities like Veridia, where everyone helps each other free of charge and the exchange of money isn't necessary. because we are all invested in the well-being of one another. So check out the website. That's communitycoin.com, and see how you can build your own Veridia where you live.